My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and I'm doing really well. And today I'm reviewing Amouage Royal Tobacco. And the notes are frankincense. And I know they do something with frankincense. They won a sustainability award for the frankincense trees. I know they did that and I love that because we really need to start preserving and not using wild stuff. We start to need to do a lot more. So the notes are frankincense oils, elm leaf, cardamom, basil, bergamot, tobacco accord, licorice root, lavender, fenugreek, orange blossom. They use a lot of orange blossom, rose, base notes of frankincense resinoid, Peru balsam, benzoin, labdaman, myrrh, birch tar, tonga bean, vanilla, Madagascar, vetiver, galacwood, oud, and musks. So the price for 100ml is $320 for 100ml. Do we have our bottles of rolled tobacco by Amouage? Are we engaged with the higher self? Let's get testing. So to be transparent and clear, they sent me this bottle. They asked if I'd review it. And I said, sure, no problem. I would reviewed it anyway. I'm going to review it with my thoughts and feelings. If they're okay with that, they can send it to me. If not, then I'll buy it. And like, fine, very nice company, very professional, just very nice, very friendly. When I said, sure, but I'm not going to give an over positive review just by sending me a free bottle. I mean, I suppose some people could be like, oh, well, we're not going to do that. But they were like, fine, no problem. There was no pressure. That's what I'm trying to say. Didn't offer me any money. There was nothing like that. They just sent me a free bottle. Anyway, I like Amouage. Some of the stuff is, even when I haven't liked it, has been great. So I think they're a great company. So I'm going to judge this on the previous stuff I reviewed. And I'm also going to judge it whether I like it and whether it's a great tobacco scent. So let's have a look at the atomizer. I know that this is probably a great atomizer if the percentage of oils would be lower. But I know that Amouage do, like mine, heavy concentrated, like thick resinous concentrates. I know that just by how it sort of is. So it's quite difficult to get that sort of like what we're used to, but fine, nice and dispersive. You can see, so in fragrances which have a lot of water in, or fragrances which have a lot of alcohol in, they act differently upon the skin. You can smell the frankincense coming off, but you can sort of see the oil residues, so that's in keeping with the concentration of this. I'm building a tobacco fragrance for Chris at the moment, actually. So somebody said to me, would I review this? This is the apex of tobacco perfumery. This is like the best tobacco fragrance. That's quite a statement, isn't it? Smells like Amouage, it smells Middle Eastern, smells in keeping with their brand. Older demographic, smells older. I don't think it doesn't smell youthful. I think the Tom Ford tobacco fragrance smells youthful. This one smells older, more serious, Middle Eastern, absolutely. It smells woody. There's a woody aspect to it. Vanilla-y, tobacco-y. It's not insanely tobacco-y. I thought it was going to be more tobacco, and it's not. It's in that aspect. It does smell like a tobacco fragrance, but I thought it was going to be different to what it is, if that kind of makes sense. Vibrant, clean, tobacco-y. The vanilla's nice. Either vanillin smells of ice cream. They use it in vanilla ice cream flavoring. So it's sweeter. And vanillin smells of vanillin, but either vanillin gives you a sweeter finish to it. So this is a sweet vanilla-y fragrance. And tobacco, all the rest of it. The heliotrope in Kashmiran is great. I love heliotrope, and it's such a nice smelling, and it smells of, it's a precursor to MDMA, and it smells of almonds, cherries. It's a very nice smelling thing. Difficult to work with. You have to have a home office license to work with it. But in this, you absolutely would use heliotropin within a tobacco formulation. Ethyl maltol, whipping through the base to sweeten it. The dry down's better. So I think the lesson which we should all learn from this is allow something to dry down to judge it, to try not to judge it, especially with loads of naturals initially when it goes on. It's becoming sweeter, more resinous. The frankincense is great in this. I like the frankincense. Not something I would gravitate to, that sort of incensey thing, but I think it works really well within this formulation. Vetiver, cardamom, spicy incense. That's maybe why it's called royal tobacco, because of the incense and tobacco. The elevation is great on this. It's got lots of wood raw materials, elevating wood raw materials, kashmiran, acetates, and all that stuff, but it's elevating beautifully off my skin, and all their stuff elevates off the skin beautifully because of the amount of naturals in it. It sort of morphing and changing through the skin. It smells very eloquent. It smells expensive. Sometimes it smells expensive, and kind of when you're going up above £200, even higher, I want it to smell expensive. And that comes from the choice of raw materials, actually. When you're choosing your naturals, even something like ambroxan, you have different qualities of ambroxan. And the flakes, which is the most expensive, which is what I've got, and I know Dior have got that because the supplier was telling me, that most expensive one, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. And with naturals, you can smell the difference 100% in the quality of raw materials is like there. And for me, I would rather have the most expensive naturals that I can get my hand on. I'll give you an example. When I was sourcing ginger, Supernova, the one I ended up with was West Ivory Coast ginger. And the difference between, and I call it stock ginger, it's just miles apart. It sort of smells cleaner. And when naturals are highly purified, or when they're just from a better source, just from the better quality, I think the color tends to be different. And I've noticed, like, I speak for quite a few things, but I'll speak for citruses especially, but with ginger, it's almost colorless. It's almost colorless, but in the cheaper ginger, it was definitely yellow, really like a dark yellow color, and there was a difference. And I think that's how they sort of purify it. This just smells of quality, refinement. The dry down's beautiful, so I didn't initially like it, but the dry down's really great. Onto my final thoughts. I think this has just been so well created. I mean, I don't think a company like Amouage will put out something which was anything less than super fantastical. I love how it's constructed. I love how it's a different take. It's not based upon Isoe Super. It's not based upon Helione. It's not based upon musk. It's kind of based upon vanilla raw materials, heliotropin. It's sort of based like that. The elevation is great. The dry down is really, really great. I didn't like it initially, but the dry down is like great. The elmley in it is giving it that kick. I love the incensey finish to it. Go through my final marks and thought processes. Amouage is a very professional company, very serious. The box safe, legal compliant. The ambers in this is what I really like. So I love the choice of musks. I like the ambers so professionally. It's using things that I use, so I kind of like it. The fragrance is great. Not monstrous projection. I got to be really clear. It's not like coming off my skin, but I keep getting movement of it, and when I smell it, it's just really gorgeous. It's really nice, really eloquent, really beautiful. I love the frankincense in it. I love the gaiac wood. I love the way it's sort of smoked out. I love the way it smells very natural. I love the way it smells very eloquent. It absolutely is worth the money because of the way it's constructed. The choice of raw materials, I can tell that the essential oils are really, really good quality. You can just tell that when you're used to smelling stuff all the time. You can just sort of tell the difference. Really good quality raw materials. But I don't really wear tobacco fragrances, so this is kind of where I'm like, even though I have tobacco fragrances, I never reach them, never particularly gravitate to them. So purely because of that, I'm going to knock a mark off and I'm going to give it a 9. I think it's great. I thoroughly recommend it. Beautiful perfumery. The dry down is really, really sublime. Great longevity. I keep smelling it, so the sillage on this is going to be nuts. It's going to be great. It smells really, really eloquent and gorgeous. Just the 1 mark off because I don't wear tobacco fragrances. So we love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating, interesting content. Lots of moving hands and lots of fragrance views. Hope you're staying safe and well. See you soon.